Welcome back to wordienerd with Cookie, and I have decided to I'm just rolling in and I'm going to do a little mini get to know me book review. I'll review the haul books next month, so that might be big, but then I should be on track. So first things first, the answers to true or false. True or false? Did I almost become a genetic engineer major in college? True. I like science and I love genetics, but alas, the call of art was too high. So I like to think both parts of the brains are functioning, and it is something I'm sorry I didn't explore. Still not too late, I guess. Time's running out, but it is something I am very interested in. I love, when I first heard about Watson and Crick and all that and craziness and genomes and all that and the plots that the insurance companies could play against you if they genetically found something wrong with you, I thought that would be really interesting to be involved with. So, true. But I have my degree in art and my MFA in ceramics, and I'm teaching graphic design, so I'm sort of all over the art spectrum, but I would like to explore the other side of the brain as well. So, moving right along into our reviews. The first one, Glaciers by Alexis Smith. I got this on sale just before Christmas at Powell's for like $6.50, I think it was. It was pretty cheap. Can you see it? It was an autographed copy, which I like because I like things like that. And even though it's a paperback, it has, the fake dust jacket, which I really like, and it has deckled edges. It's just a really, really beautiful book. It's well made, good little details, like a fake ragged paper. So it looks cool, but it read even better. So that's what made me really happy. This is about a girl from Alaska who discovered postcards. Then when her dad and she went shopping, their old postcards, and she, along with her family, loved secondhand goods, and so she bought the postcards, kept them on tin. That evolved into loving secondhand clothing, old books, you name it, tchotchkes, all that. And she works at a library repairing broken old books, so it's sort of tied nicely together. It was a story of old objects, old clothing, mostly old clothing. I mean, you see the dress. And love, of course, 'cause we have to have love. But it was a different sort of twist on that with the guy. More of promises to be, more in the future. Great story. Good emotions tied to it. It's a fast read, but it's a great read. I have ranks of my books. So number one is, of course, Pride and Prejudice. There's a lot of us out there. I'm still looking for my Darcy. Who isn't, really, unless you found your Darcy. Number two, I love Ellen Montgomery's The Blue Castle. Those two cannot be topped in my world. But this actually pushed a couple out of the way, and this is my number three. Really love this book. This is going to be one of those books that I just keep coming back to over and over. It was good. 5 out of 5 for sure. The next one, finished this last week, Erica Orloff, Illuminated. I think this is a young adult because it's the Speak Publishing, and I think they're young adult. I just got this on, actually it was just a cheapie rack at Ollie's, if you have an Ollie's near you, so it was only $1.99. And I thought it sounded good also. This is about old books also, so there might slightly be a theme with these, and it was completely accidental. This is about a girl who lives in the summer with her uncle in New York City, who is a book collector / authority on old books, and they find a palimpsest, and this is apparently like when they'd have the vellum and they'd want to rewrite back in the Middle Ages, they would scrub it off and then rewrite, but you could still see some of the writing under it. So they discovered one of these, and it's super rare, and they want to find out more about it. And so he brings in a colleague who, of course, has a son, same age as her, love, sparkle, roses, flowers blooming, that sort of thing. But at the same time, they're trying to find the mystery of the two characters that are in the book, you know, on this palimpsest, and it's Eloise and Abelard. So we have a story back in the Middle Ages that is sort of paralleling to modern day. So it's like Romeo and Juliet with Romeo and Juliet about a Romeo and Juliet. So it's like this inception of Romeo and Juliet. But actually, it was pretty good. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. It was a good read. It was only $1.99. I had a lot of fun with it. I liked the characters, and I enjoyed my time with it. So 4. Next one. This is just an oldie but a goodie for me. I read this a while back, but I tell everyone I know to read it, so I'm telling you. This is The Brief History of the Dead by Kevin Brockmeier. Oh, I love this book. It's one of those books that took you by surprise, that you saw on the shelf and you're like, oh, it looks alright, I guess I'll get it, it's on sale or whatever. And it was quiet and unassuming, and you didn't have any expectations for it, but it was one of those that ended up just sweeping you off your feet, that you couldn't believe how good this was. The world is ending. Everyone's died from some plague? Question mark. No one really knows what caused everyone to die, but there's one person who's still alive, and she's a research scientist, and I think she's in Antarctica, if I recall. And of course, where else would you be when the world ends? But she has these memories, and it sort of ties them in with the people who are in heaven, and their stories entwine with hers. So she's remembering them, they're remembering her, and we get this weird shift that I don't want to really talk about, so you'll have to experience it. And in this shift, we discover what caused the end of the world. So it's not zombie end of the world. It's not, you know, nuclear winter or anything like that. It's a really interesting tie back into our world now and what could end it. So it's sort of a mystery meets end of the world meets moral story, heaven and hell and all that. It's really interesting. 5 out of 5. It's really good. If you haven't read it, check it out, because it's very good. Just a real quick one on this one. I got this at Ollie's also. Apparently I like bargain books because I'm cheap. This is a young adult also, which I honestly, until the booktubers, I never really read, but I have been enjoying them. So why not? And it was only $2.99. Right up my price alley. Lions of Little Rock. I really think this could be an interesting book for public schools to read, because it was entwined with history. Oh, it's written by Kristen Levine. Not sure which. Levine? It's written during the era of segregation in Little Rock, obviously. And it's about a little girl who befriends someone who isn't what she quite seems, and then this causes huge town drama. What to do. It would be really a great read for public schools, because it goes through, it's a powerful book. I don't want to give too much away, because it's one of those that if you are interested in it, I don't want to spoil anything, because there are spoilers. It's written from the one little girl's point of view, and she's confused as to why she can't be friends with this one girl. So read it. It's pretty good. And if I recall, it had a really cool cover too. Orange. Yay, orange. Not the Pantone color of the year now. That's sad. Last but not least, The Gilly Salt Sisters by Tiffany Baker. This was sitting on my Amazon recommended list for a while. And it was one of those weeks where I was like, oh, I need to pick me up. What can I do? So I bought this guy. And they are two sisters who were raised in a family of salt farmers. And it's sort of like their blood is tied to the earth concept. It's a little bit of, I don't know if you've read much with the magical realism, they call it, which I can do something on that later, which I think it's really an interesting genre of book. So it's almost magical realism, but it's not. The one girl, it's not, they don't really love what they do, but she feels obligated to work the farm and feels like she has no choice, so that's what she does. And she's sort of rough and sturdy and no nonsense and farm that salt. And the other sister is the more extroverted, I'm going to do whatever I want. Responsibilities can be hanged. I want boys. She's sort of the flirt. And it's really interesting, the family drama. And, my gosh, there's so many twists in this book that I did not see coming. It was pretty good. And I like the cover, dude, because this is actually not a photo. It's an oil painting. And so from an art design point of view, I like that combination. So if you like magical realism, this is a good one for you. Or if you just want a good family/sisterly tale, it's good too. Redemption, that sort. It's a good feeling. It was a great story. It was woven together really well. I really enjoyed this author, and I will probably check out her other work after reading this. But Gilly Salt Sisters, check it out. I'll give it a 4. It wasn't a 5. It was a definitely good 4. And it wasn't a 3. I count 3. I mean, I think of it as a grading scale, A, B, C, D. 3 is average. This one's slightly above average, but it's not an A perfect. So, yeah, those are my reads for you. I'll put the info for them in the doobly-doo. And let's do a true and false again. So, for this week, true or false? Purple is my favorite color. Answer below. True? Is it true? Is purple my favorite color? False? What would be my favorite color? Take a guess. Take a guess and win fame and glory. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye. Hello. 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 Hi.